growing up in Brownsville, you know violence.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the violence. You understand the violence in New York. You are a cop. You've seen the best of humanity, and you've seen the worst of.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
By the way, also, before I even go further to ask you a question, do you and do people really understand what kind of a miracle it is that the mayor of New York City is from Brownsville, Brooklyn?
Oh, but without a doubt. But it's more than that. I think that, and what I am hoping is that, first of all, I'm an urban mayor.
But you're a Brownsville Brooklyner. You're not from,
Yeah.
like, explain, do me a favor. Explain, you'll do it better than I can. Explain Brownsville, Brooklyn to people that aren't aware of it. Mike Tyson's from there, MOP is from there. There's all these people that are from there, but explain the reality of growing up in Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Well, and Brownsville always had a reputation. That's what the book Tough Jews came from. You know, if you were to look closely at the buildings, you would see many of the Star Davids, former synagogues, the Jewish community. When they lived there, it was tough also. So there's always been a history of toughness in Brownsville. It was it's a community that has often been betrayed
It is betrayed.
Yes, but not given the vital services that it deserves and opportunity. When I go and look at where many of the young people come from that's on Rikers Island, many of them are coming from communities like Brownsville, South Bronx, South Jamaica, Queens, etc. And so it's a community where you have good, hard-working people that have not received the resources and support that they deserve. And people lump in the numerical minority that are doing things that are bad. They want to make it seem like everyone in there. And I always never forget this story when I was a lieutenant in the 88th precinct, and we went into public housing, and there was urine in the elevator. And the young rookie cop said, "You see, Lou, these people don't deserve anything. They urinate in the elevator." And I said, "Let me tell you something. One person pissed in the elevator, and everybody in this building is upset about that. But if you police communities based on the one person that pissed in the elevator and think everyone pissed in the elevator, you're going to give them inadequate services." And that is what happens with all the city resources. They define people by the one person that pissed in the elevator, or the one person that writes the graffiti, or the one person that does the sticker, instead of saying, these are good people that don't want this at the same place.
Do you feel a personal obligation to do something for Brownsville? In my opinion, and what I know, Brownsville is like this problem that's unfixable. It's the largest population of housing projects, I believe, in the country. It's ungentrifiable. Do you feel a personal obligation to fix it? And how can it be fixed? And I know you're probably like, what are you talking about? Why are you so? Because I spent so much time there, and I know how fucked up it is, and I know how much of a dead end it is. And I know that, better than other places, just how like people don't even have a shot at getting a shot from Brownsville.
And I think you're right. I think that I've stated this on the campaign trail. If you lift up Brownsville, it's going to lift up the entire city, because you can't continue to waste resources. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who is a mentor of mine, said we spend a lifetime pulling people out of the river. No one goes upstream and prevent them from falling in the first place. That's what we do in the Brownsvilles of America. We allow people to fall in the river, and then we go downstream and we want to pull them out. The reason, I believe, is because you look at the ethnicity of those who are falling in the river. In some cases, we push them in the river. They're black, brown, and poor. And then people are making so much paper out of pulling people out of the river. There's no profit upstream. So,
is there no profit upstream?
No.
So how can you fix that?
What you must do, number one, you must have someone that has gone through that bullshit to realize the betrayal. So when you look at my life growing up in Brownsville and really South Jamaica, Queens, learning disability, dyslexic, I started running numbers. I started, buying a nickel bag, making 8 joints so mommy could have $3 to buy the food.
I didn't know this.
I didn't want to go to school. I was like,
I need my own security detail. I didn't know what the Sorry,
I was like, why am I sitting in this classroom being called a dumb student? My brother and I got arrested at 15. Police officers beat us when we were arrested. So when you look at someone that has an urban mayor that has gone through that and saw the betrayal, when I went to Rikers Island last year, or this year, it's all much together. to get rebaptized with the inmates. I wanted to sit down with them and tell them, you know, when you look at my life, I want you to see the bend in the road is not the end of the road. And when I go there and I say, how many of you brothers have learning disabilities? 8 out of 10 of them raise their hand. So we're doing dyslexia screening in schools. So if that Eric Adams of today is going to learn he's dyslexic, learn he has a learning disability, and so he don't think he's dumb, he's going to get the support that he deserves.
Mayor Adams, I'm going to ask this question as a Brownsville dude, and I'm asking this as a Brownsville dude with all due respect. Fuck all that. What can you do while you're the mayor for the people? Forget any other places of Brownsville.
Well, okay.
Period. Like specifically, what can be done to help fix like something about Brownsville? It's fuck. They don't even have basketball courts in Brownsville anymore. Not that they need any more basketball players out of Brownsville, but they don't even have basketball courts in Brownsville anymore. The BRC is not functioning anymore.
Well, a couple of things. The Brownsville is a name and a word you know. There's no difference between 40 projects. There's no difference than Sotomayor's houses up in the Bronx. And if I only say, okay, I'm going to fix Brownsville because I'm for Brownsville, then I'm doing a disservice.
I get that.
I must have a holistic approach. And so you mentioned the BRC. We just dropped over $100 million to redo the BRC. You know, all those years, it never got to support
The BRC or all of these places?
BRC. Focus
Wow.
just on BRC. We're going to get a state of the art because that place is more than just a place to go play
100%.
ball. It is, you know, when you think about Jocko and
Yes.
what Jocko meant. And so the goal is you must have a holistic approach. If you're really going to do this, you can't put a Band-Aid on a cancerous sore and expect for it to heal. We are looking at what are the upstream solutions that we can do. And so when you look at Brownsville with all of that housing, number one, when I was knocking on doors giving them masks during COVID, people would say, why are you wasting masks on them? I learned that many of these children didn't have high-speed broadband inside their homes, so they couldn't do remote learning. Now, every NYC residence, including Brownsville, as you stated, one of the largest areas of public housing, everyone have high-speed broadband for free. We went in and started doing employment in what we call hiring halls. We went right in the community center there. You'd be surprised how many generations of people have never had a 9-to-5. So we are holding their hands and showing them you're employable, and we're giving them the support that they deserve so they can get employable, because it's about a job. When you are able to provide for your family, you're not slinging drugs, you're not doing stick-ups. You need to give people the opportunity. And then we are leaning into those justice-involved young people. We are showing them a pathway, giving them employment, teaching them some of the technical training that is coming from that area. So there's a holistic approach, from healthy food to good quality health care to leaning in foster care children. But those plans that we're doing is in the Brownsvilles of our city.
Got it. And I hope it happens for all the Brownsvilles of New York City, because Lord knows there are so many.